Neha,
Yes, ma'am.
I think the guest is here. Please make him the host. Sorry, co-host.
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
Pes sir also joined the meeting.
Okay, ma'am.
Yeah, let me confirm with Pooja ma'am that whether she is joining or not, and then we will start.
I
Okay,
have
ma'am.
joined there. I have joined.
Good morning, ma'am.
Good morning.
Yeah, Ansha, Neha, please start.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Good morning, Neha. Good morning, Ansha.
Good morning,
Good
Good
ma'am.
morning, Rani ma'am. Good morning, Rani.
Good morning, ma'am.
Has sir joined?
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah, okay.
The best souvenir one can take from a destination is knowledge that you've traveled responsibly and left a positive impact. Therefore, travel shouldn't be an escape from reality, but the deeper immersion into it.
A very good morning to one and all present here. I, Neha.
And I, Ansha, are here to welcome you back to this Induction Lecture Series. Welcome to this remarkable series of knowledgeable lectures featuring our honorable guest who will undoubtedly enrich your wisdom. This unique platform offers you a plethora of new ideas.
I would now like to welcome our source of unwavering determination and inspiration, our backbone, the principal of HR College, Dr. Pooja Ramchandani.
Thank you, dear. And good morning and warm welcome to Jaiswal ji, to HR College Online. I know everybody now prefers offline, but due to renovation work, HR has stayed online for the time being. And warm good morning to all my dear brand ambassadors who are behind the camera. They have to switch on their camera to let me see who all have joined today. Special sessions are being organized from industry. Jaiswal ji, you will be meeting or you're interacting with these students who have joined HR college either for the first time in their degree courses or after clearing their junior college with us in the past 2 years, they have joined back as a family. So you are interacting with our first year undergraduate students who are just out of their schools or junior colleges and are exploring their lives to know what they should do in their lives. This is their first year in the journey of higher education. This is their first year of exploring newer opportunities. And when you are with the best college, which is HR college, one of the best in not just in Mumbai, but in Maharashtra, as well as in India, we allow students in the first few weeks to get used to industry sessions. That is our specialty. To get used to industry interaction, which is our cliche or which is our USP. And so we start our first years always with few industry sessions and give them a wide variety of options that they should know. It could be on mental health, it could be on financial markets, it could be even onto an industry like travel today. As travel is a part of our journey, we move out of our houses to go to offices, we move out our offices to get adventure, holidays. Every family would have gone at least once or twice in a year out in their lives, right? Or today we are exploring the tourism sector, the growth, the opportunities, the challenges. I mean, this sector got affected a lot after COVID, where everything was shut down. Tourism came to a standstill. But when the COVID went away, tourism just jumped. And that where we understood that tourism is also one of an important industry which contributes to a nation's growth as well as their GDP. So today we have invited Mr. Jaiswal to get that information to the students so that, that is also one career that people should look at. Many students don't know that we have BVOC, which is Bachelor in Vocational Studies, only specializing in tourism. And that will is opening up opportunities for people who are interested into tourism as a not just as a hobby, but as an industry, as an venture, as an entrepreneur. I also would like to thank Student Council, brand ambassadors, especially Ansha and Neha. From day one that we started Induction Series, I see the same smile on their faces. I would also like to thank Dr. Rani, who had taken responsibility and total lead of holding these sessions for our first year students. She's the vice principal of first year. And the degree college and handling entire admission. So students, if you have been admitted to HR college, she is the reason. And you should thank her because she considered you according to your percentages getting into HR college. I see Professor Fayaz also, who has joined in today. A new faculty who has joined 1 year back. But I must say, his area of interest being tourism, his area of interest being vocational. I think once he has joined in, our vocational courses have taken a very big jump and the enrollments have gone up. So Professor Fayaz, who also teaches BWOC courses and other courses. So welcoming everyone out there, especially Mr. Jaiswal on this online mode. And I'm sure Fayaz will ensure that sir comes into HR college offline mode and also takes us to various places, because I believe he also heads industrial visit team, where we have started from last year taking our students out. Right from Himachal to Uttarakhand to Kashmir, we have already done 3 to 4 industrial visits and are planning to go places to places. And once an MTDC comes in and supports us, where we can make our 60, 70 students stay comfortably, I think this gel of HR and MTDC would give us great results. So welcoming all and not taking much time between you and the students, I hand over back to Ansha.
Thank you, ma'am. Thank you so much for your words. I would also like to welcome our degree college vice principals, Dr. Rani Tyagi, Dr. Naveen Punjabi, and Dr. Jasbir Sodi, and all the other faculty members present here. We are so happy to have you all here with us today.
I would now like to invite Mr. Fez. He's the assistant professor at HR College and the coordinator for BWOC Tourism and Retail Management courses. With a rich experience of 12 years in corporate and academics, he is the faculty in charge of IV Committee, the BWOC Committee, and UVA Tourism Club and more. I request sir to please welcome our honorable guest today, Mr. Jaiswal. The floor is yours.
Yeah, thank you so much, Ansha, for the warm introduction. To speak about our dignitary, Dr. Chandrasekhar Jaiswal, sir, is the General Manager of Maharashtra Tourism Development Corporation. Sir is a profound speaker, a writer, a transformation expert. He has 30 years of rich experience in tourism management. Speaking about his academic profile, sir is an MSc in Botany and an LLB. Sir is an MBA in Tourism and Travel Service Management from Dr. Baba Saheb Ambedkar Marathwada University, Aurangabad, which was the first master's degree of tourism in India. Sir is also a PhD in controlled tourism from the same university. Speaking about the rich past work experience of sir, he started his career as a contributory lecturer for a master's program in tourism administration at Dr. Baba Saheb Ambedkar Marathwada University, Aurangabad. He served IHM Aurangabad as the academic registrar and faculty for around 7 years. He was designated as the assistant professor under Ministry of Tourism, Ethiopia, under UNDP project. Later, he also worked with TCS as a senior tourism trainer in the Learning and Development Department. Sir was appointed as the senior regional manager in 2008, and now we are proud to have him today with us as the general manager of Maharashtra Tourism Development Corporation. A very warm welcome to you, sir. Back to Ansha.
Thank you.
Yes, Mr. Jaiswal, the floor is yours.
All right. Thank you so much, Dr. Ramchandani, Madam, Dr. Tyagi, Dr. Punjabi, Dr. Suri, Mr. Faiz Patel, and Ansha and Neha, and all the students here. Can you hear me all?
Yes, sir, you're audible.
All right. Thank you so much. So we, without wasting and without much ado, we can start with the presentation which I have. Students of the first year, like Dr. Ramchandani, Madam, clearly said, that you need to understand things in a very different way. Your perspective should change, your thoughts should change, because sitting in a metropolitan area, getting everything at your doorstep is not what we are talking about in the future. The future is laden with challenges. Such challenges we have already seen what is happening in some places. I don't want to refer to any political situation, but you need to be prepared for everything. The worst, whether it is natural calamity or it's a man-made calamity. So there are a lot of issues, a lot of things, and tourism is here and is going to be a mainstay of a lot many countries and economies of the world. So with that in mind, Fayaz, thank you very much. You are really, Dr. Ramchandani had very good words for you. before I miss, because at the end it would not look very good. But you have always been very praising your teachers, I mean your professors, Dr. Ramchandani and Dr. Tyagi and Mr. Punjabi and Mr. Suri, Dr. Suri and Dr. Punjabi, because they already wrote a letter to me. Dr. Ramchandani, madam, I would also like to make it clear to you, I'm not restricted only to tourism. There are a lot of other areas where we can cooperate and can talk a lot many things. I used to work at the University of Surrey in UK at Guildford, right, as an assistant professor. That's missed out. So Faiz, ma'am has a lot of words for you. I have the same opinion that you are a quantum of energy, power-packed always, and you would be surprised, Dr. Ramchandani, ma'am, the principal, that when Fayaz comes to me, my appointment is at 7:30 a.m. Can you believe that? Every time 7:30 a.m. is the time we meet, because that's the only time I can meet him. And he comes very religiously. He comes, talks, and he's so sober to talk, so sober to exchange. And one should learn a lot much from him. I think the best induction can be done only through Fayaz. Fayaz, you teach a little of your behavior to all the students, and they will graduate today itself. Thank you so much. So we are here, and I have a screen share to be made, and I'll just do it for you. Screen share. स्क्रीन शेयर किया ना अभी, आपने डाला नहीं क्या उसमें? तो उसको कैसे निकालोगे? अभी शेयर करना नहीं आता है आपको? मैं कर देता हूँ, ठहरिए। कहाँ गया? A moment, please. I hope you are able to see the screen.
Yes, sir, it is visible.
All right, thank you. So we start with it, and Mr. Faiz or Ansh or Neha, can you tell me until what time I need to continue so that I can finish up that time? Because it's already 10:15 now, 10:15. So what's the time I need to pack up the whole thing?
So you can continue till 11:15, 11:20 if you want.
Okay.
Or
we'll do it to 11, and we'll see the pulse of your friends, and then we'll look at it. So
sure,
today there's a very the topic which we have chosen today is responsible tourism. I know for the students of first year, anyway, all of you, welcome to HR College on behalf of MTDC and the principal and everybody. So my name is Chandrasekhar Jaiswal, as indicated earlier, and this is a topic which I'm going to talk to you about responsible tourism. So this, we go to tourism in a big way, right? And I want to explain you the basics of what we are going to talk today. The most important part is that, well, let me give you an example. In the year 1962, this is a very important year for India also, that we had a war with China, all right, and we are using those rifles, the old rifles, .303. This is the year when a lady by the name of, she was a marine biologist by the name of Rachel Carson. All the students can write her name if you want to look for her, read her books. She has written two good books. In 1962, she wrote a book by the title, The Silent Spring. The Silent Spring was a revolutionary book. Now, The Silent Spring spoke about the harmful effects of DDT. Have you heard of DDT, students? Neha, have they heard about it? Is it an interactive session or I just need to talk?
So it's up to you.
Okay, so whatever you want to. So DDT is a pesticide, right? Which is now banned in America. It's almost banned in our country too. So in the year 1962, after the book was written, it was called as the Silent Spring. For the first time in this whole world on the planet, an environmental movement started. Rachel Carson was the first person to tell people that the pesticides used in agriculture in the United States of America, which have been synthesized, which have been made in the factory, are harmful for human beings. Until then, people didn't consider pesticides or any chemical harmful to human beings. So in 1962, this book was became a revolutionary book, and it took 10 years, in fact, 8 years. In the year 1970, America formed the first Environmental Protection Agency, EPA. And in the year 1972, one of the most, harmful chemicals and pesticides of the world, which is a compound called as DDT, was banned in 1972 in America. So DDT is, if you look at the formula, I don't know whether you're from science or not, if you look at chemistry, so DDT is dichloro, right? Dichloro, diphenyl, trichloroethane, right? So it was banned. Now in 1962, again in 1972, after banning this, the whole world realized that Rachel Carson, she spoke the best possible on all these issues. And it's time for the world to think about the planet. And that's why the first Stockholm Conference on Environment took place in 1972 in Sweden. Since then, we have so many environmental conferences until almost the last one with G20, right, in Srinagar. So many things have come up. So important aspect is when you go to tourism, when you take to tourism, when you travel, would you be traveling in the same way, disturbing the environment and, putting all your kurkures and everything and Parle-G and everything on the road everywhere? Waste out of your home is not waste out of nature. Waste management at source, right, needs to be done. And with that in mind, this is my small presentation to you. Can you move it? It's not moving, I think. So I have made it in a dual way. So, what the foundation of our responsible tourism is very simple. We have been talking in tourism about Atithi Deva Bhava. We say in Sanskrit that guest is like a god, and we treat him in that way. And we have been treating all of our guests in that way. And the second one, which we need to bring into focus, is Prakriti Deva Bhava, right? I think since you have made me the host, a lot of people are asking me to admit them. Could somebody handle it at the back end, please? A little vigilant, please. Can anybody be a little vigilant?
Yes, so
because a lot of my screen is full of all this, people.
Yes, sir, we look into it.
Yeah, because I think you were more lost in my lecture. So now the screen is clear. So we have this, Prakriti Deva Bhava. So we have always been talking about Atithi Deva Bhava. Now we need to talk about Prakriti Deva Bhava, because tourism cannot and in no way alter the environment which we live in. You should understand. I see a lot of HR college children on the street, okay? and a lot of packaging. Packaging is very important today, and whenever we see a lot of good packages, we have this impulsive behavior of buying things, and we have so many things. And then on the name of eco-friendliness, we use cups, with polyurethane, and we use, butter paper, which is again a little plastic on it, and so many other things. We'll come to things slowly on this, but I have a problem with this getting stuck. Just a moment. My laptop has an issue anyway. So we are talking here about, I hope most of the students, Ayush, Mirashi, how are you?
I'm fine,
I hope
sir.
you're listening.
Yes, sir.
So what happened in 1962, my friend?
Sir, the war between Indochina and the marine biologist Rachel, I guess.
Oh, wow, wonderful. You're going to be a first-class graduate of this college. Thank you so much. So, this is in Marathi, Hindi, Sanskrit, and English, in 3 languages, Shoshan. You understand, the exploitation of people, the exploitation of our planet, the flora, the biodiversity, the samaj, that is the society, the stakeholders, the suppliers, the owners, the systems, all the people, everybody, all the shiledars, all the stakeholders of tourism cannot be, and at no point, right, exploited. It's important for us that we look at this aspect of social. Please admit somebody, yeah. Please be a little vigilant, because that is disturbing us a little, right? So this is self-indicating, and I hope you understand what is happening today. You have put the whole thing. I mean, I'm not talking about, plastic not to be used. We can always say that plastic can be used, but we are saying that Neha, आप किसी को बताइए कि थोड़ा सा vigilant रहें, क्योंकि every time, see, again, Parush करे वाला, I have to admit everybody. Can you do something about this?
So you can ignore that we are admitting people.
No, but I cannot see my screen.
Okay, sorry, sir. We'll look into.
Please understand, you need to be vigilant. You don't listen to my lecture. One of you have to sacrifice.
Okay, sir.
Right?
Yes.
Please understand me. Faiz, can you take care of this, please?
Yes,
we
sir.
not put you as a co-host.
Okay, thank you so much.
Not face this problem.
Because when we get engrossed into a lecture, then it becomes a little difficult. So, this indicative picture is that, we are embodied. In fact, plastic, or I don't want to use the word plastic. I could say something which is made in the laboratories, in the chemical laboratories. What is this plastic? This plastic is, what it's made up of. It's a derivative of a product which is connected with hydrocarbons. All right. So I don't want to go in detail of that anyway, because this is not the place. But we are at this juncture where our planet Earth is being poisoned, and so are we using all this on the name of so many things? I'll tell you something. The plastic cutlery which we use, all right, now we say we are not using plastic cutlery, we are using wooden cutlery, all right. But at the same time, do you know that when we make the wooden cutlery, we are using a lot of plastic to make it? Are you getting me? How do we do that? You go to the industry, you will understand. Now you go for a party, you go to Thane, you go to Mathiran, you go to jungle places, you go to waterfalls, you go to so many places, and you go to the most beautiful place of Mumbai, the Starbucks, right? And you get a cup, and you say, oh, okay, this is eco-friendly, but you never tested it whether it is eco-friendly or not, whether it is biodegradable. In fact, not eco-friendly, biodegradable. Anything which we use on this planet Earth has to go back to the planet Earth. It should go and degrade in the soil. It should degrade with the water. It should degrade in all the elements of the earth. All right. And that is how we say that, that in Hindi, we say, har cheez mitti mein mil jati hai, right? But aisa ho raha nahi hai abhi. Mitti mein mil rahi nahi hai cheezein. And that is the basic issue which nobody is understanding. From Kalyan, when you sit in a local train till CST, isn't it embarrassing for you Mumbaikars? On both the sides, heaps of garbage, right? What is it? It is It is the curse of the 21st century. All right. Because this, if it would have been a cotton trouser, it could have been a cotton shirt, it would have biodegraded by itself and gone into the soil. Now even cotton shirts are colored, all right? So it's not, they are not white as such. So the color of that particular thing, the pigment will stay in the soil for years together. And don't get surprised that I would cover one area of microplastics that everywhere, I would make you do this yourself, all right? Just within the premise of your home, come out wherever there's a piece of soil, collect square inch of soil. How much? Only a square inch. And just see under a microscope or just the naked eyes that, you will find so many microplastics in it. What have we done to the soil, right? And who is responsible? Hundreds of sectors are responsible, right? But I have chosen one area, which is tourism. So in tourism, we say we need to do certain things. I was in, there's a hotel by the name of Fairfield's Marriott near the hotel, near the Chhatrapati Shivaji International Airport. At that particular place, now plastic bottles are banned. In MTDC, plastic bottles are banned. We don't use plastic bags, all right? So this, with this in mind, the styrofoam. The styrofoam is one of the biggest, menace to the environment. The styrofoam which you take to the waterfalls and to various natural places, it stays there forever, ever. So we need to think in a very positive way. We need not talk about luxury. We need not talk about anything which is connected with your lifestyle. Lifestyle is secondary, What is happening is lifestyle has to be secondary now. You need to understand that lifestyle cannot be at the cost of the environment or the Mother Earth. And so, if you want to take to tourism, whose responsibility is it? Is it, are we saying responsible tourism, or we are saying tourism's responsibility? You have to decide on that, and you have to say, all right, this is what we need to do. This is a very small picture which I picked up from the internet for you guys today. And this peak is about, see what is happening in tourism. Aren't we, kind of a thoda शोषण हो रहा है ना इन लोगों का, क्या नहीं हो रहा है? This lady who is sitting there, this is a temple in Tamil Nadu, and I picked it from there. So she's a vendor for those small, handicrafts, or maybe some imitation jewelry kind of stuff, and she's doing a supplementary business. All right, she has got a supplementary enterprise, and she's selling something which is connected with kind of vegetables, mostly curry leaves. Are you getting me? Right? I hope you understand, all of you, what I'm trying to say. So she has got this one business and she has got another business, and both business she's combining, and she's dependent on tourism. So are we saying, are we not going to buy local? Are we not going to subscribe to these people, their thoughts and everything? You can think about it. First year, boys, give up all these synthetic aspects today itself, right? And you're going to go into something new. I don't think, the economics or commerce or whatever we have in future, the courses will be more dependent on economics of environment, the commerce, all those connected, you can name it. But, if you don't have, like we say in Hindi, jaan hai to jahan hai, right? The number of cases for everything, right from diseases to the air, air quality index, to everything, thousands of things is deteriorating day by day. And we are saying that, how can any big politician, produce water for your city? No, the amount of fresh water in the world is the same. You cannot increase or decrease it. It can be only converted from forms to forms, from vapors and evaporation and all that stuff, right? Sublimation and everything. But then if you have a fresh water source, Vaitarna Lake, and from there a lot of tourists have put a lot many, all this, they're dumping all this plastic and everything, the waste. Do you think we are getting the purest form of water to drink? No, we aren't. We need to protect our water resources. So this we should understand. What is the fault of this small bird? It looks like a pelican. It's not a, what do you call, it's a small, no, it is not a pelican, sorry. I don't really recognize the bird, but I'll tell you, but it's not even an egret, anything. But this is a pig from very close to Thane, right? So are we doing this? The bird is entangled, and somebody has thrown it, the plastic, and it's entangled into it, unless a wildlife rescuer comes and does it. Otherwise, if left on its own, it will die. Tourism, choose, right? This is what we are doing. This is a silent spell in my lecture. You can see for yourself, feel for it. Every course you do, whether you are a student of commerce or economics or any other course, you should understand the impact which you make on the environment, right? You should understand all this, very important. In the year 2002, there was a conference on responsible tourism, which took place in Cape Town. And it's after that everything started and people started talking about responsible tourism. Our Maharashtra Tourism Development Corporation, the Ministry of Tourism, Government of India, is no way, just a moment. Hey, Karan. So the MTDC and the Government of India Ministry of Tourism are no way left behind in responsible tourism, and we have been doing many things. You'll be surprised to know that the MTDC has banned all preservatives, additives, right? Artificial colors, Ajinomoto, that is monosodium glutamate, in its restaurants. Specifically, we don't use anything of this in our kitchens. So you can understand the kind of awareness which is on in people. Then we don't use flexes, all right? We don't print flex. We don't say, okay, inauguration of something. We invite painters, which used to be there before many years, right? We are reviving the paint boards. So people the signboards are painted so that they can stay there permanently and they look so good once upon a time. And we need to minimize the negative impacts and generate benefits to people. So what are the negative impacts on social? Now, if you look into social aspect, I'm not less believe that we are not talking only about tourism, every aspect of it. On social or samajik baju, you cannot ask a person to work on 5,000 rupees for a month when he cannot even afford to have the best food. You can make it malnourished, okay, with that kind of a thing. Economic activities, you cannot sell. For example, your teachers, your professors, your principals are experts in economics, but I would like to say that I'm giving a small example. There is something, of course, they have more knowledge than me on all these issues. But, in economics, I can say as far as tourism economics are concerned, you are selling something, the cost of that particular thing is 50 rupees. And, a tourist goes on bargaining and the poor fellow has to end up selling it in 45 rupees. That's an economic social, and that's not a responsible tourism. You need to help the local people. You need to help the ways things are as far as upliftment of multiplier is connected and triggering the local economy or triggering the local development is concerned. Environmental aspects, they are, innumerable. In fact, I could say, countless, right? And environmental degradation happening due to tourism is in a big way. Now we have to come up with some terms and say to ourselves, question ourselves, introspect that whether we are going to have the same behavior in future or we are going to change it. The next aspect is cultural. If you look at culture, you'll find that recently you may have read the news that Amsterdam, right, Nobody wants tourism. People are protesting that, they don't want tourism. It is over tourism, too much of tourism. And people are calling it revenge tourism or backlog tourism. That kind of tourism post-COVID. Many people have taken to travel to natural places. Now in Amsterdam, since Amsterdam is kind of a sustainable tourism destination, so Amsterdam will not allow now any more tourists. They are going to fix their carrying capacities. So please understand, tourism is also getting restricted, and you will find that next year or maybe in the coming days, when you go to some place like in Thane to waterfall, or you go to Matheran, or you go to Tadoba National Park, you go to Sanjay Gandhi National Park, the carrying capacities of these places will be fixed. It will be like 5,000 people allowed in a day, right? Not more than that, because the carbon footprint of these people should be minimized. And with that in context, we need to look into that, the environment part. The cultural part, right, which I wanted to tell you, but I ended up with the environmental thing, was in cultural aspect. If there is something you have, let's imagine Warli painting. I give you a very good classic example of Warli painting, and please all of you take a very serious note of it. Now everybody starts doing Warli. So tomorrow Ansha also starts doing Warli, Neha also starts doing Warli, and Faiz Saab, aap bhi karna chalu kar denge Warli. So what is the sense here? What are we doing? Why Warli? Leave it to the tribals in Palghar, my dear. All right. Why are we doing this? Why are we bringing Warli? Because you are not from that tribal area. Neither you're from Palghar or you're from Jawar. Leave it to them. Now there are Warli artists who have become more famous as individuals who are homemakers, all right, than the people, the original tribal people. We are in a fix right now. And thanks to a friendly country like Japan, that they chose some Warli people, and they took the real Warli tribal people and took them to Japan, and they had a big show. So this is one of the small examples I have given. Everything culture, we cannot, for example, now you have in your college, you have a cultural program. In the cultural program, you are wearing a 9-yard sari, Nawari it is called as, okay, Nawari, the Marathi Nawari. So if you are wearing, apan zarte ghalat asal, Nawari sari, so you have the ready-made ones. What is the use? So you have already started degrading the culture. So this responsible tourism doesn't allow it. Responsible tourism doesn't allow that the Warli painting should go out of that particular area, because Warli is there everywhere in different forms. All right, it's in Odisha, it's in Jharkhand, it's in Maharashtra, especially in Palghar and Jawar. But leave it to them. It's their area, right? 9-yard sari, wear it as it is supposed to be, right? Like an Englishman, a native Englishman will never understand our English, right? So can we change our ways of doing our culture? So let's be very original and authentic, all right? The other part is developmental, the economic benefits, the well-being of people and all that, which is self-explanatory. I don't have to. These are the 4 aspects of responsible tourism. The next time you go to a destination, the next time you do anything connected with your economic activity, you should try to buy local, respect the local culture, right? Save energy, protect heritage. All right, we talk about this. These are the 4 pillars of responsible tourism. And when we say save energy, because there are 3 challenges which we need to address in the coming century. All right, next, and in the coming, in this middle of the coming, this century, the 21st one, and the next one, 22nd, where I don't think most of us will be there. So what are the 3 challenges which we have? So responsible tourism is one area where these challenges are being addressed. You have a hotel, right? And you go to the hotel. Om, had you been to any hotel recently? Om, आप गए थे कोई होटल में? अनम्यूट कीजिए. हाँ, आप गए थे कोई होटल में?
हाँ गए थे.
कहाँ पे? कौन से?
गोवा के.
हाँ,
गोवा
खाना नहीं
के.
खाया आप? हाँ,
गोवा के.
अच्छा, गोवा के. So you went to Goa hotel. So let's believe that you went to Taj Exotica, or you went to one 5-star hotel. So once you go to a 5-star hotel, the first thing what you do in a 5-star hotel, the character of a 5-star hotel today, please, I'm not criticizing anything, or I'm not criticizing anybody. The first impression of hotel is that the hotel should have a day illumination. Agreed? मतलब दिन में दिए जलते हैं नहीं जलते हैं? ओम, दिन में लाइट शुरू होती है नहीं शुरू होती है?
Yes.
होटल्स में
हाँ
लॉबी में लाइट शुरू होते हैं ना?
हाँ हाँ.
एम आई राइट? आपके घर में शुरू होते हैं क्या?
नहीं.
तो होटल में क्यों शुरू होते हैं? So this is one of the challenges. That energy is one of the biggest challenges to the hotel industry. Hence, sustainable designs have come in. Sustainable tourism engineering has come in. And you will see hotels now which are using day illumination to illuminate the hotel. So you have big hotels like the Fairfields Marriott at the station, at the airport. It doesn't use too much of day illumination. They don't use lights. They use, day illumination, the sunlight, and everything comes in. And you can, this is one area where you cannot use energy in a way which is sporadic, right? Indiscriminatory. The second aspect is water. We need to conserve water. Water harvesting, you need to create your own water source, a fresh water source. And the third important aspect is food. These three challenges are going to be the biggest challenges which will contradict development. All right. And a lot of people will talk to you about this and about protection of the heritage, everything. So today, what do you call, Ayush and Om are famous people at the induction. Okay. Already mentioned here. Thank you. So this is again a small, a kind of a cycle, which is, this is for the Red the Red Indians. So the treat local people well, you can read it and just understand it. So what are we aiming at? Ultimately, we are aiming at you being a responsible traveler, right? Everybody, each one of you becoming a responsible traveler. When you go to a hotel, right? Or when you go to a tourist place, the most minimal impact of your stay, right, should be displayed, right? Anything, everything, what you do, all your activities should have the least impact on environment, the least impact on the people there, the least impact on the culture there. You should leave that place as it is, right? And you should not trouble people. You should not make people, if there's a menu, on the menu there's a fish which is called as, for example, basa, right? If basa is not available in the month of June, then why do we order it? So let me tell you, the Grand Maratha Hotel, the Grand Maratha Sheraton at Airport Hotel has a menu. The menu says, these are the seasonal things which are available. These are the things which are not available. In case you want to order this thing, which is in this month of June, then you need to understand that we need to source it from some place where, because it's not possible that we can get it all around the year. When watermelon is not available all around the year, how did we get the watermelon appear all around the year every now and then? Watermelon used to be a fruit, or a yield, a harvest from the month of January until May or June. Now watermelons are available all throughout the year. What have we done with it? How we have messed? How we have catered to the habits? Is it that our country and the world and each one of us, we need to invest in something new? It took our nation almost 70 years to be polio free. Do we need to induce a behavior in people? Do we need to have a new, a behavioral campaign? Why is it that, we are the people, we are not responsible for what we do? Why is it that we don't keep our toilets spotless after we use them? Why is it that, we are what we are, right? Why can't we change ourselves? So through your course, through your induction, to anything which you do, anything, whether you pick up psychology or you pick up economics or you pick up developmental science or you pick up whatever you want to, you should understand this induction. I'm trying to tell you that we need to, once we understand all these aspects, that we have to be responsible, we have to be accountable for what we are doing, then we can do anything. And the best possible would be only when you understand that the biodegradability of substances or products which you use should be highest. It should be at least more than 90%. So at 10% remains. You remember now, there are small things which we started. There are small aspects we have started. You bring, every home has gets milk, right, in the morning. I hope every home has milk. So when you get the milk, you know, let's imagine, I'm very practical about it. You have a bag of milk. Now the bag of milk used to come in bottles. Also, it started now again, the A1 or A2, what do you call it? That milk has started coming in bottles. But conventionally now it is milk is synonym to being packed in what do you call it, the plastic bag. So when you have this plastic, which is high density polyethylene, the plastic is inside. Can we all the year one induction, the students who are here along with the teachers and professors, may I request you all start doing one small thing. This lecture, at least could be, it would yield something. It won't go, fruitless. So, when you're opening those bags of kurkure and your plastic milk bags, at that time you should remember, please don't separate, okay? Don't cut the small piece of that plastic and throw it away. Let it be intact with it only, all right? Because that small piece of plastic which you have cut, the small plastic is going to be in the environment for years together. It's better to cut the milk bag in the middle, all right, and then pour it in your utensil. That's the only way to do it. A lot of things, wherever you go, you'll find this small bits of plastic which are lying in the environment, and especially at the tourist places, and they have been there from years together, and one estimate says they are going to be there for next 25,000 years, all right? So I don't know, unless a microbe comes, which says that, that even plastic is biodegradable. That may be a probability in the future with some new science. All right. So this is all we have to be reduce, do all these things. This is again from the slide taken from the World Wide Web. And, every time we say we are going to reuse, recycle and everything, and recycle not for show, reuse not for show, reduce not for show. The President Trump's daughter, right? I don't remember her name. When she came to in India, she was using the same clothing for 3 days. If you remember that, please go to Google and search for her and what she did, because that was, to talk about, reusing her dress and everything. Anyway, just one moment. Okay. This is what we do to our history, right? So there's a lot of Usman ने नाम लिख दिया उसका, इताश ने नाम लिख दिया, रईस ने नाम लिख दिया. अब बहुत लोग नाम लिखेंगे. अभी अपने को लिखना है बाकी के लोगों. फैज आपने नहीं लिखा ना? फैज सर ने नहीं लिखा है. Payal, I don't think Payal has also written anything here. But next time, I don't think you should have this. Instead of that, better use your greeting cards from Archie's. All right, this is not the place to display all this thing. So what have you done to this? This is Daulatabad, one of the most beautiful places in India. Daulatabad fortress was the capital of India near Aurangabad in the year 1326. Muhammad bin Tughlaq shifted the capital from Delhi to Daulatabad, from Tughlaqabad to Daulatabad. And today, people are writing this. What kind of memories? They never wrote all this. I think language is a sin. Anyway. So many flexes in Kolkata, right? You won't find this in countries which are developed because they have understood. Of course, the kind of waste they generate is more than our country. That's another debatable topic. We'll talk about it later. And this is our plastic bottles. Can we use the plastic bottle, the same one, and perhaps refill it? Just have a look at that. What beach could this be? Anybody has the answer? What beach is this? You should know from the landscape. Is it Juhu or is it Dadar, Chopati? Anybody has the answer? Or we have only one-way induction?
Sir, they're writing in the chat box, it is Juhu.
What is this? Yes, Ansha, what did you say? Ansha?
Yes, sir, the students are writing in the chat box saying it is Juhu.
Okay. Thank you so much. All right. Because, I am unable to see the chat box because so many things to do
sir,
now
I got it.
together. So
Yes,
we
sir.
say, that's good help from you, Ansha. So next time you keep helping me. Now I know you people, so you're good anchors. And so
Sure.
I would like to say there are two aspects at the end of it. One is the major aspect of sustainability. Sustainability is taking everything together, keeping everything intact. Don't go by the definition of the books and the scientists and the professors. Of course, with the professors, sorry, we go with the professors. Otherwise, it will be difficult for us to sustain ourselves. Sustainable, in the old court scenes, right? When in the school, when Amitabh Bachchan, right, is in the court scene along with the judge. So the court says, the judge says, order sustained. That is where, you got the word sustain introduced to the Indians or to us mostly. So sustainable is a bigger aspect of being responsible. If you are responsible today, you'll be sustainable tomorrow. If you need me to explain sustainability, that will take me a long more time. And I think the biggest investment we need to make within ourselves and introspect is a behavior, to induce a new behavior, and not think that whatever is going on is generic. It is not generic, all right, whatever, because the new generation, hardly knows that's something else existed before you took up and used something else. Are you getting me? Thank you so much. We have almost completed 45 minutes, and I think I have a lot many things to talk to you, but will take a lot of time. I have another lecture to talk to people here in the MTDC. Thank you very much. And thank you, Dr. Ramchandani, Fez, Ansha, Neha. If you have any questions, you can ask for the next 10 minutes and then we can close it down. Thank you.
Yes, sir. Thank you. So while we wait for a few questions, we have a question here. So what are your views on veganism? Like, since you spoke a lot about sustainability and being responsible to the environment.
On veganism, I will not give a view, but I can tell you, cow's milk is for whom? Give me the answer. Who has asked me the question?
So this is from our side. We prepared a few questions for you.
Oh, you prepared a question. All right. So being a vegan, are you a vegan?
No.
No. I'm a strict non-vegan. This is all, these words have come. See, don't mind it. If there is a vegan here, he will kill me or she will kill me. All right. No. Vegan and all this are very, these are all lifestyle words. I'm telling you very frankly, we have to settle down on the earth. When it comes to anybody in the hospital, people talk about, right, being very simple and everything. You watch the movie Bucket List, right? You'll understand everything. So tell me, Ansha, right? Because since you made this question, cow's milk is made for whom?
For human beings?
Huh?
For whom,
what
right?
What a disastrous answer.
For whom? Like for us, right?
Neha, do you have the answer?
No, for the calf, like the
For cows. The calves.
Yeah, well, that's also correct.
When did man started drinking cow's milk? You understand what I mean to say is that I'm not talking about cow's milk is very good for our health. All right. Everything is good. But I'm telling you about veganism. Veganism arose out of such debates that, and my view on vegan is very clear that yes, veganism is very good as a responsible tourist. We can do that. But veganism at the cost of making it a big menu, something which is costing 5 rupees is costing 500 rupees on veganism. That is not vegan. All right. So that is what my view is. Next question, please.
Yes, sir. So the next question is from David Shah. He's asking, why are countries reducing the capacity of tourists?
The countries, very nice question. You have touched, Derek, you're going to be my friend. Please keep coming here. We'll have a cup of tea and we'll drink it from our hands instead of drinking it from a polyurethane cup. All right. Thank you so much. So we'll have a tap and we'll drink like this. Very good question. Countries are reducing their tourism, that is demarketing of tourism in many places. Do you know there's a place in India also which is doing this? And that place is called as Goa, right? Goa says, no, there are people, locals have started protesting. Barcelona, that is what you called as Barcelona. Barcelona has started, controlling the number of tourists. Maharashtra's Tadoba National Park has number of tourists controlled because we cannot allow more than 60 tourists passing from 60 cars, gypsies passing from one place. Amsterdam, I gave you an example. They don't want tourism at all. Please, this is latest, day before yesterday. Amsterdam doesn't want any tourist at all now. They says too much of tourism. All the Europeans, within Europe want to come down to Amsterdam for a weekend, and Amsterdam, there are no locals at all, right? So why? Because countries are reducing the number of tourists because the local culture is getting degraded, right? The local social economy is the socio-political economy of that place is going, it's berserk, it's topsy-turvy, all right? In that way, it's because of this, Derek, that, many other reasons, Derek, we can meet, you can come to my office and I'll tell you, but these are some few reasons that the original ingredients of their society, the original ingredients of economy, the original ingredients of environment and culture and various other aspects are being degraded because there is the tourists are not responsible, and that's why the locals don't want. The price index is getting high. People are paying more than the locals. People are getting jobs from outside. So all these aspects, specialized people are coming for jobs from other countries and other places. So the locals hate it, and that's why the number of tourists are being reduced in many nations. And this is good, but there's a new concept which has come up, and like Zambia is controlled it very nicely, and that is called as low volume, right, high price tourism, which is very good. Bhutan is also doing the same. Bhutan has got, gross national happiness and per capita happiness kind of a concept. And, Bhutan has controlled tourism. So you have Bhutan, only Indians can go in big numbers because it's a friendly country. Otherwise, if you are an European, only, there's a certain number of 10,000 Europeans allowed per year. And you have to give. Let me tell you one very important aspect. I am very happy to tell you, and please understand each one of you, including the professors. Bhutan is the first country in the world. Bhutan becomes the first country in the world to levy a sustainable development fee of $250 or $500 per tourist, except Indians. All right. And so they are becoming. So this is direct. We will go haywire otherwise, answering so much things. But this is direct. I hope you understood. Ansha, kuch hai aage?
Yes, sir. We have a few more questions here.
अरे क्या कितने questions है? नेहा को भी बोलने दो. अंशा ने तो बोलेगी कि social degradation हो रहा है. हाँ.
No, she'll only ask the next question.
हाँ.
Yes, we have like 2 to 3 questions. This is a question from Tanmay Jadhav. Is sustainability economically viable?
Yeah, sustainability is economically viable. 100%. You can ask your economic professors. I'm sure that, because your college is one of the top colleges of our country as far as economics is concerned. And, you can ask them, yes, 100% viable. And why does Tanmay Jadhav think that it is not viable? My counter questioning. Because he has asked me yes or no question. He has not asked me why, Tanmay? Tanmay has gone in hiding. Anyway, Ansha, next question.
Yes, sir. So the last question is, what kind of job opportunities will still be available in tourism and travels in the near future?
I think the job opportunities which are not been written anywhere on any book would be like, don't take it for a joke, but, I will tell you the job opportunities will be very interesting. You will have, something like, curators, curators will be more. You won't have guides. You'll have curators. You have experienced managers who will be coming in picture. I think the experienced managers will be paid more money. You'll be having biodiversity, consultants. You will have naturalists. Then you will have city impression officers, apart from many other professional, posts or positions which we have in tourism. But I have given you some 4 or 5 with just cosmetically. Thank you so much. Okay.
Yes, sir. So that brings us to the end of this session. So
Thank
thank you
you.
so much for your very insightful or rather very informative lecture. Your knowledge and concern for the environment is something that everyone should take inspiration from. We thank you for your time and efforts taken in educating us and helping us be responsible to our surroundings, sir.
Thank you. Bye-bye. Thank you, Dr. Professor Ramchandani, Dr. Tyagi, Dr. Puri, and Dr. Faiz and everybody. Thank you so much.
Yeah.
Nansha,
Thank you so much, sir.
and
Thank you.
Neha,
Thank you.
and Om, and Mishra, and who else? Tanmay, and everybody, and the gang at HR. God bless you. There's a lot of big presentation, but thank you very much. We cut it off here. And
Thank you.
256
Thank you.
people are watching it. There's a big number. Thank you once again. Right. Bye.
Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
So, as we step upon this enthralling journey together, I urge you all to seize every opportunity to learn from every chance you get and make the most of these times in your life. We are so thrilled to have you here and are sure that you will definitely make your loved ones proud.
Thank you for joining us today. We hope that you continue to contribute to this community's legacy and become virtuous leaders of an upstanding tomorrow. Once again, thank you, Mr. Jaiswal, for your time, and thank you everyone for joining in.